Kanshi Ram, a political Buddha. He started with doubts. Will Ambedkarism revive and survive? People used to say, Baba tera dusra naam, Manyawar Kanshiram. Desiring is very important. Anybody can desire. Nobody can prevent you. But you should also deserve it. It is a language of winner. Politicians will always think about the election. But I am not a politician. I am a statesman. I am a visionary.
कोई किसी को राज नहीं देता है, कोई किसी को सरकार नहीं देता है। जो लेता है तो अपने बलबूते पर अपनी शक्ति से लेता है। ये लड़ाई राजपाट की है। हमारा राजपाट मुट्ठी भर लोगों ने हजारों साल से छीना हुआ है। ये राजपाट हमें वापस लेना है। तो ये राजपाट की लड़ाई है। ये हमें किसी की मेहरबानी से नहीं लेना है, किसी को अपील करने से नहीं मिलेगा। ये हमें अपनी शक्ति के आधार पर लेना होगा।
मैं फिर कहता हूं कि जिनको दिलचस्पी है उनको ही हमारे साथ आना चाहिए। ऐसे भीड़ इकट्ठी करने का हमारा कोई इरादा नहीं है। भीड़ इकट्ठी करने का इरादा नहीं है। जिन लोगों को इस मूवमेंट में आस्था है, जिन लोगों को फेथ है इस मूवमेंट में, उन लोगों को ही हमारे साथ आना चाहिए।
My dear brothers and sisters, Jai Bhim to you all. 9th of this month happens to be the 18th Parinirvan day of Manyawar Kanshiram Saheb. Parinirvana means death anniversary. But I don't want to use the term death anniversary. The reason is, persons like Manyawar Kanshiram Saheb are never born and never died. A person was very close to Kanshiram Saheb, who lived with him for more than 25 years. Wrote an article when Saheb died, and that article was appeared in, I think, in the Week magazine. The title of that magazine was Kanshi Ram, a political Buddha. That was the title. So Buddhas are never born and they are never died. Then what it is? Buddhas will come to this world whenever the whole humanity is in darkness. They will come to this world to guide them, to enlighten them. Similarly, Manyawar Kanshiram Saheb visited this planet on March 15th, 1934 and left this planet on October 9th, 2006. The same words have been used by some of the followers of Osho. I think these words are more apt to people like Baba Saheb Ambedkar and Manyawar Kanshiram Saheb. So Manyawar Kanshiram Saheb, he lived and showed us the way. What was the message? Before Saheb entered into the public life, there were many followers of Baba Saheb Ambedkar, and they were very great devotees of Baba Saheb Ambedkar, great followers. But in the heart of their heart, they were not having a great faith on Ambedkarism. They used to say that Ambedkarism is very good, it's a good philosophy, but it cannot be useful for the daily life. Ambedkarism changla hai, lekin wo shakat nahi. It is not practical, it is not useful practically. Either for the political purpose or for any other purpose, it is not that useful. That was the doubt they had, that was their impression. But Manyawar Kanshiram Saheb proved by his life, with a lot of experiments, he proved that. Kanshiram Saheb, while he was walking with us, we understood that Ambedkarism is more practical, more useful, and more workable. All these things, faith we developed. Because Kanshiram Saheb, just like others, he started with doubts. Will Ambedkarism revive and survive? And later on, he came to a conclusion, Ambedkarism can be revived. Not only reviving, it can be survived. And above all, so long Brahmanism is alive in India, only Ambedkarism is the right solution, antidote for the Brahmanism. That he believed it and he showed it to others. How he could come to that conclusion? See, the changes, sudden changes took place in his lifetime. He never met Baba Saheb Ambedkar. He was not knowing about Baba Saheb Ambedkar. Yet, he became the greatest disciple. Why disciple? He became the incarnation of Baba Saheb Ambedkar. Because people used to say, Baba tera dusra naam, Manyawar Kanshiram. So much, transformation, so much of a great achievement he made. He lived as the second Ambedkar. He proved it by his lifetime. How Kanshiram Saheb was able to find the means, find the way to realize Ambedkarism, his great dream. The great dream was to see the Bahujan Samaj as the governing class of India. That was the dream of Baba Saheb Ambedkar. But Baba Saheb Ambedkar could not achieve it during his lifetime. Kanshiram Saheb could achieve it to a great extent in his lifetime. So once I asked him how he could understand that Ambedkarism and his vision could be realized by following a certain method. You started with non-political routes. Then you came to the DS4, a force to struggle. And finally you formed the BSP and you achieved a lot. You have taken the movement of Baba Saheb Ambedkar, his caravan, to a logical end, on the right path. How you could, how you could evolve it, how you can devise this method. Saab remained silent for a few minutes and he said, I don't know. I don't know. But later on, after many years, he told me in some other discussion that he became very much involved about the dream he had, about the vision he had. He understood that Ambedkarism is the only solution. When he understood that that is the solution, then he thought of finding the ways and means to achieve it. He wanted to implement it. How it could be done? He kept on thinking over it. He kept on thinking over it. Thinking for many, many days. Finally, slowly some glimpses appeared before him. Just as glimpses. Then he thought, let me see, let me try this. So like that trial and error method he started. And slowly he could understand that he is on the right path. This is how most of the scientists, most of the enlightened people, they developed these kinds of process. And that's why Manyawar Kanshiram Saheb could be called as a political Buddha. If Buddha were to be in politics, it would have been Kanshiram. So Buddha means it's a prajna, it's a consciousness. So that consciousness has come to the planet, this planet, in the form of Kanshiram to guide the followers of Baba Saheb Ambedkar how to achieve the goal, how to achieve the dream of Baba Saheb Ambedkar. That is the greatest achievement of Manyawar Kanshiram Saheb. And second thing is, Saheb, you always used to say, when you have a great vision, when you have a great goal, a mission, it may be a desire. You want to achieve it, no doubt. Everybody will have a desire. But all these great desires cannot be achieved without having great sacrifice. If you want to achieve something, you must qualify yourself. Desiring is very important. Anybody can desire. Nobody can prevent you. But you should also deserve it. So how Saheb deserved himself? He was an ordinary man. He was not having any support of any big capitalist. His father was not a politician or a big leader. He was a son of a very small farmer, a coolie worker, a wage earner. But such a man became such a great person. He changed the political history of India. How it became possible? So we must learn from his lifetime. First thing is, when he developed the vision that we must rule this country, Bahujan Samaj should become Hukumdar Samaj, a governing class. For that I have to dedicate myself. I have to devote myself. So how to devote? What are the qualifications of a devotee? What are the qualifications of a disciple of a guru? First thing is, he did not like to have any kind of entanglements, family entanglements, because most of the times we waste our time just to take care of our family. He wrote a letter to his mother that he would not come to his village, he will not meet the relatives till the Baba Saheb Ambedkar's dream comes true. Secondly, he also said that he would not get married, he would not have any permanent employment, he would not have any income, and the whole India is his family. So he will be moving around the whole India, staying in different places. Wherever the people want him, they will go there. That was the first thing. See, because of that one decision, many things he could achieve. He did not have any kind of attachment, any entanglements. So there was no need for him to make a regular earning to maintain his family. So in that way, he became free, independent. And second thing is, he led a very simple life. Wherever he went, he had the food, whatever the people served him. He slept wherever they showed him. So he was easily affordable. Anybody can afford him. Second thing. And because of that, he was very much accessible to the people. He can move with anyone and anybody can go and talk to him. Anybody can become close to him. Anybody can tell him, suggest him, criticize him. He was welcoming it. He was very open. He never felt that I am only okay, you should listen to me. No, he never had that ego. He was always saying that I am okay. Similarly, you are also okay. So you must be also having some idea to share with me. That was his behavior. And third thing, he wanted to unite all the castes. He said, Baba Saheb Ambedkar movement failed because 6,000 castes were victimized castes. That during the lifetime of Baba Saheb Ambedkar, only 6 castes followed. Mahars from Maharashtra, Chamars from Uttar Pradesh and Punjab, Chandals from West Bengal, Paryas from Tamil Nadu, Malas from the Andhra and Walayas from the Karnataka. When 6,000 castes are victimized, just the support of 6 castes, how you can succeed, how much you can succeed. Yet Baba Saheb Ambedkar could succeed to a great extent during British India. But in independent India, he could not succeed. His movement could not become a success. So that was the main thing. He understood the movement, how it is failed. This requires analysis, impartial analysis without any bias. He analyzed the whole thing. Then he decided to enlarge the number of castes, enhance the castes and include them. During his lifetime, when he spoke in Malaysia during the first Dalit conference, he said, because I was able to unite 600 castes, out of 6,000 castes, we could rule Uttar Pradesh, we could become the ruling class. Similarly, if we unite 1,000 castes, we can rule India. Where the Dalit movement fails is, they do not include others. They don't have that broad-mindedness. Inclusiveness is almost nil there. If it is a Dalit movement, keval naam ka vaste is Dalit movement, but basically it will become a caste movement. Same is the tragedy with the present Bahujan Samaj Party. Saheb took 40 years to unite 600 castes and made it Bahujan Samaj. And we could rule 4 times Uttar Pradesh. But today it has become a Chamar party. Not only Chamar party, it has become a Jatav party. And that's why the failure has been resulted. We have only 1 MLA and no MPs. This also we must understand. From the very beginning, we must learn to involve all others. We should decastify ourselves. We should go above the caste. Whoever is the most deprived, stand with them. Whoever is most discriminated, fight for him. Fight with them. Be with them and make yourself that their pain is yours. Feel that you are one with them. Make them to believe that you are with them. You are fight for them. This is the basic and important quality of any leader, any worker of the society. This is what we must learn from Saheb. And third thing, he was very democratic in his approach. Very, very democratic. He never said that what I say is the right. He was allowing all others to criticize him. He was allowing others to suggest him. And people used to tell him that what you are saying is wrong. He said, okay, if I'm wrong, tell me where I'm wrong. I will correct it. That was the greatness of Saheb. He had that large-heartedness that is missing in most of our leaders. Not only any single person. That is the that is the disease of many of us. Second thing, he never had his own group of people around with him. He never had a coterie. He used to listen to all others. Whether they are close or not close, they used to listen. He was taking everyone's idea. Finally, he was taking the ultimate decision was something else. And he was taking the decision in the view of the common people, in the interest of the common people. That also we must develop. And very important thing, another thing is the struggle was not power oriented. It was basically transformation oriented. Power is required to bring the transformation. Power is only an instrument. Transformation is the final thing. Power is just a means, but the end is a transformation. He was very, very conscious about it. That is why many times he took many challenges and playing with the power. When the very first government itself, they took the challenge of what is the chance of protecting the Mathura Masjid, much against the BJPs who supported them. What he said, government may fall, if not today, tomorrow it may fall, but we should not allow Mathura Masjid to fall because it is against the constitution. We must maintain it. We must prove that to the world. We respect constitution at the cost of our power. It was not power oriented. He was not selfish about that. Like all other politicians, he was not after power. He was after transformation. This is the greatest quality we must admire and follow. And the third thing is, he never had his own image, like I'm a big leader, I'm the greatest follower of Baba Saheb Ambedkar. And he never used to boast, I know this much, I read this much. No, he always used to say, I'm a simple person. I'm a limited thinker. I read only one book of Baba Saheb Ambedkar, that is Annihilation of Caste. Thereby, he was giving us the confidence anybody can become Kanshiram. Yes, I also feel, very much I feel, anybody can become Kanshiram, provided if you live like Kanshiram, if you follow the methods of Kanshiram, if you follow his language, you can definitely become Kanshiram. What is the language of Kanshiram? It is a language of winner, not the language of loser. He never spoke anything that is doubtful. He never spoke anything that is hurting others. He never criticized anyone. He never touched the issues which are not relevant to the main goal. He never touched religion. He never spoke about God. Though he admired Periyar, he never followed Periyar's criticism. Periyar was an anti-God, but Saheb was never spoke about God. He said, speaking about God or against God, it's irrelevant for my goal. So be clear about your goal, what you want to achieve. Concentrate on that. Whatever that is affecting your goal, leave it. It may be a great thought, but it is affecting your goal. So leave it. Don't touch it at all. This we have to understand from the Saheb. These are some of the points. I want to speak to you many more other issues. But next time, I want to share all these things. And we also want to have a series of talks on Baba Saheb and Kanshiram Saheb. And we call it as the message of political Buddha. Almost every week, I'm going to share all these things with you. And finally, I want to tell you one thing. See, during the first Dalit conference in Malaysia, Saheb spoke for almost 1.5 hours. And he spoke about the next ideas about his goal. And after Saheb's speech, or Ramvilas Paswan, he spoke. While Paswan was speaking, he said, Kanshiram Saheb, I accept you as my leader. Please accept me as your follower. But you are talking something very much beyond our time. It may take 200 years. Now you are already 65. I am 55. If you want to see all those things, how is it possible? Be practical. He was advising Saheb, but Saheb was laughing at him. And later on, when he went to his room, I asked him, What do you feel about Kanshiram said? Paswan. Then Saheb said, he's a politician. What more he can talk? Politicians will always think about the election, but I am not a politician. I am a statesman. I am a visionary. Visionaries must always think about the next generations. So let us keep next generation in our view. We should not become power craze. We should not become power oriented. We should become transformation oriented. In other words, we should become as Kanshiram. Jai Bhim, Jai Bharat, Jai Kanshiram.